Continuing lesson 6.1, understanding percents. The try it, Jane won 9 out of 10 video games she played. What percent of the video games did Jane win? This is on page 336, by the way. So we remember we talked about yesterday a percent is a number out of 100. So if she won 9 out of 10, we're trying to find what percent that is. So we're kind of thinking about what that would be out of 100. Or it's kind of like really predicting out of 100 times how many times we think she would win. So for this, if we look at find a pattern here, multiplying or dividing, if we go from 10 to 100 is multiplying by 10. So if we multiply 9 by 10, that would give us 90 out of 100. And once we have a number out of 100, that's what our percent's going to be. So 90 out of 100 means 90%. Example 2, each line segment represents 100%, but the segments are not the same length. Use equivalent rates to find the percent or part of each line segment that points A and B represent. So A, you can see it's at the 1 inch mark out of 2 inches, so we could say it's at the 1/2 mark. 1/2 you may recognize already as what percent that would be. If not, we can multiply both of those by 50. That'd be 50 out of 100, which means 50%. So point A is 50% of the way across here. Even if this was not where that was 1 inch and 2 inches, let's say that was like 4 inches and 8 inches. Another way of getting this besides writing a fraction is you can just look at how many sections there are and how many sections we've gone. So on this one there are 2 sections. We've gone, to get from the start to A, we've gone through 1 out of the 2 sections. And so even if, like I said, even if this were a 4 and an 8, I wouldn't have to necessarily deal with 4 and 8. I could still just say, you know, I have 1 out of 2 sections that are completed. That's 50%. Okay? For our other one, B is at the 1 inch mark out of 4 inches. Or again, we could look at it and say there are 4 sections. If I'm at B, I've completed 1 out of the 4 sections. So that's 1/4. 1/4 you might recognize. If you don't, we can work with that. 1/4, we could multiply both of those by 25, and that would be 25 hundredths, which is 25%. If you're not sure what to multiply, for example, on this one, going from 4 to 100, what you can do is divide. So if you do 100 divided by 4, that would be 25. That tells us that we're multiplying by 25 to get to that point. Multiply by 25, and then that's 25 hundredths, which is 25%. So if we look at the try it, which point represents 50% on the second line segment? So, you know, 50% we might think of as being the halfway mark. So on this bottom line segment, the halfway mark, point C then would be at that mark there. That's 2 out of the 4 sections is the same as half, which is the same as 50%. So C would be the point that represents the 50% mark. Example 3, you can use percent and mental math to find the length of a line segment. If this is read as segment CD, if we have a CD with a bar over it like that, that's segment CD. So if segment CD represents 10%, what's the length of a line segment that is 100%? So there's different ways of doing this. What the book's doing is they're actually drawing out, here's 10% and another 10% and another 10%. Until they gotten to the 100% mark. Another way you could do, which they mentioned down below there, we could think about how do we get from 10% to 100%. What do we need to multiply going from 10 to 100 would be by 10, okay? Multiplying by 10. So if that's multiplying by 10, we would take our 4 inches and multiply that by 10 as well, and that would give us the 40 inches that they got. Okay, and again, they kind of underneath the picture there, they explain it the same way. It's kind of just different ways we can work that out. Part B, segment EF represents 200%. What's the length of a line segment that is 100%? So this time we're going from 200% to 100%. So 200 to 100, we would divide by 2. So right now we're starting with 6 inches. So if we divide that by 2, that would give us 3 inches. Okay, the book mentions basically multiplying by half, and that would work as well. So let's look at the try it. Segment CD represents 100%. What's the length of a line segment that is 25%? Okay, so again, we can try to figure out how are we doing this going from 100% to 25%. We would need to divide by 4 here. And so CD, if you look back up to that previous example, segment CD was 4 inches. So if we start with 4 inches and we divide that by 4, would be 1 inch. Look at the key concept then, kind of just recaps things. Remember percents, comparing something to 100%. It's a number out of 100. So there's different ways we can do that, looking at number lines, looking at graphs. So look at the do you know how, number 6. They want us to write the percent of the figure that's shaded. So on number 6, on the circle here, we've got 4 out of a total of 10 sections that are shaded in. We're trying to find the percent, so percent's a number out of 100. To get from 10 to 100 would be multiplying by 10. If you're not sure what number that would be, just do 100 divided by 10 and you'll get 10. So if we multiplied our denominator by 10, multiply the numerator by 10 also, 4 times 10 is 40, so that's 40 out of 100, which means 40%. If we look at number 7, there are 7 squares shaded, and they're actually a total of 100. You don't have to count every one of them. You could say there's 10 this way, and multiply 10 times 10 is 100. Anyway, that's 7 out of 100, so that would be 7%. 8 through 10, we're doing some similar stuff there. On these, they've given us the fraction already, and we're just trying to figure out what percent that is. So on number 8, 1/5, we're trying to figure out what percent that is. So to get from 5 to 100, we would end up needing to multiply by 20. We'll do that in the numerator and the denominator. That's 20 out of 100, which is 20%. And the others followed a similar pattern there. If you went through and did those, 9 would end up being 30%, and 10 would end up being 55%. Okay, again, similar patterns there to what we looked at. So number 1, we want to figure out what percent of the figure is shaded here on workbook page 81. If you count them up, there are 94 out of 100 squares shaded, which means 94%. Potentially an easier way on that one would be figuring out how many are not shaded in. There are 6 not shaded in. You know there's 100 total. You could just do 100 minus 6 and get 94. Or you know they're in rows of 10, so there are 9 rows totally filled in plus 4 more gives you 94. If you look at number 2, This one, notice they are going by 5. So one way, kind of the way the book explained this to us, we could say we're at 15 out of 20. So 15 out of 20, and we're trying to find what percent that is. An easier way on this actually would be to look at how many sections there are and how many we've already shaded in. So if you'll notice on this one, we are 3/4 of the way there, aren't we? We've shaded in 3 out of the 4 parts. 3/4 might be one you're familiar with. If you're familiar with this, once you get 3/4 and you just want to say 75%, that's okay. If you're not sure, again, we're trying to get our denominator to 100, so if you multiply these by 25, that'd be 75 out of 100, which is 75%. An easy way to think about with this one with fourths is think about quarters. Like some people say 3/4 is 3/4, and 3/4 is 75 cents. So similar idea, this would be 75%. So look at number 3. There are 4 sections shaded out of a total of 10. Some of you may be more familiar with some of these and recognize 4/10 as being 40%, and that's okay. If not, we can go ahead and multiply both of these by 10, and then that would be 40 out of 100, which means 40%. Look at number 4. They want us to shade the model to represent the percent. So on 4 for 3%, there are 100 squares here. Percent's a number out of 100, so we would just shade 3 of these squares. 5, they accidentally did some shading here for us, but we'll need to double check if they did this correctly or not. If you want to look at this, there are 5 different sections here. And so our goal is to get 80%. 80% means 80 out of 100. So the question is, how many out of 5 would we need? One option here, we can look for a pattern. Going from 100 to 5 would actually be dividing by 20. So if you do 80 divided by 20 would be 4. So that means we should actually shade 4 of our sections. So this actually should be shaded up to the 24. Another option besides, the way we just looked at it would be, 80 out of 100 equals something out of 30. If you were doing the problem like this, the numbers don't work as well together, so probably the best thing would be to try to reduce this 80 hundredths. Reduces down to 8/10, for example, if we divide by 10. And now we can find a pattern would be multiplying by 3. And then 8 times 3 is 24. So that would be another way that we could figure out. We would need to go to 24 on that number line. Number 6, 30%. 30% is 30 out of 100. And we're trying to get it to something out of 10 because we have 10 squares here. So to go from 100 to 10 would be dividing by 10. So 30 divided by 10 would be 3. So that means we need to shade 3 out of these 10 squares. If we go to number 9, Kelly saved $150. That is 50% of the money she earned this summer. How much did Kelly earn this summer? So 50% is $150. We're trying to get to the full amount she earned, 100%. So to get from 50% to 100% would be multiplying by 2. If we do 150 times 2 would be $300. So she earned $300 this summer. Look at number 10. Students were asked to name their favorite type of music. 3 out of 5 chose rock music. So what percent chose another type of music. Watch the wording here. The question wasn't how many chose rock music, how many chose another type of music. So if you think about this, if 3 out of 5 chose rock music, that means that 2 out of 5 chose another type of music. So we have 2 out of 5, and we're trying to figure out what percent that is. So we know percent's a number out of 100. If we're going from 5 to 100, that would be multiplying by 20. So 2 times 20, that'd be 40 out of 100, which means 40%. And again, to figure out, if you don't know going from 5 to 100 what to multiply by, just take 100 divided by 5, and you'll get 20 if you work that out. Then that tells you you're multiplying by 20. Look at number 11. We have a line segment that's 8 centimeters long. If that's 200%, they want us to figure out the length. That would be 75%. 200 divided by 75%. That's not a real great pattern there. It's got a repeating decimal if you do that. So one option here we could consider is figuring out what 100% would be first of all. I know that's not what we want, but sometimes we got to do multiple steps to get it. So 8 centimeters is 200%. So if we take half of that, if we divide by 2, that would give us 100%. So 8 divided by 2, that'd be 4 centimeters. 100 going to 75 is not real great either. So what we can do here, though, actually, if you divide by 4, that'll get us to 25%. I know 25 will work well with 75. 4 divided by 4, that would be 1 centimeter for 25%. And then now I can get to 75%. So 25 to 75 would be multiplying by 3. So then 1 times 3, that would be 3 centimeters. Number 16, they want us to select all the figures that are shaded to represent 75% of the whole. So if you look, the first option here, there are 70 squares shaded out of 100, so that would be 70%. That's not going to do it. The second one, one way you could look at this is splitting it into columns. 3 out of the 4 columns are shaded, and you might know 75%. 75 hundredths reduces to 3/4. Just like there's 3/4 is 75 cents, 3/4 is 75%. If you don't get that, if you don't know that, this would be 9/12, and then you can reduce it to 3/4, and then figure out what number out of 100 that would be 75. The third one here, 75 squares out of 100 are shaded, so that works. The circle down here, 3 out of 4 are shaded, so that works. And then the last one, that looks like that would be half there, so that does not work. So this gives you an idea about understanding percent.